As you climb up the hot water heater's leg, you'll meet a helpful cockroach. In this enigmatic riddle, you'll see and hear clues to get you past one of your upcoming obstacles. Following your encounter with the helpful roach, you'll see the flame of the hot water heater on the next screen. Stay away from the flames to keep from becoming a crispy cockroach. On the basement floor, there will be several sticky situations you'll want to avoid. Walk carefully around the green glue traps and brown flypaper or risk becoming a permanent fixture. You can walk on the white trays or get a leg or two into the glue without getting trapped. Watch out for the trapped rat. She might look and act dead, but get too close to her mouth and you could become her last meal. You'll want to crawl over her body where there isn't a lot of blood. The rat's tail won't kill you, but it will swat you back. Getting past the spider is your first real test. If you try to run past, the spider will jump on top of you. The lit cigarette is still very hot, but you've got a few moments to get close enough and turn the burning end toward the spider. When he pounces, he'll get burned and die. Watch your butt, because you can easily get fried too. Avoid contact with the oil because it clogs the air holes on the side of a cockroach's body. Use the mouse skeleton as your bridge over the spill. Trapped on all sides by sticky flypaper, your only option is to enter the cockroach corral. Avoid the pink sticky sections by crawling over the bodies of your fellow roaches. On the last strip, you can't crawl over the struggling cockroach, but you can push the little egg sac toward the dead one to create an escape route. Hot copper pipes in the basement will sizzle you quickly. You may have noticed fellow roaches getting roasted on this obstacle. Watch out for all the wet paint that Eddie's using in the basement and the bathroom. Just like oil, it can clog your air holes and kill you. You'll come up the vacuum cleaner that the cockroach warned you about. You won't be able to get by without turning it on. Once it's on, avoid the suction end and crawl down one of the table legs. Across the horizontal board, you can crawl onto a wire that sags and short the vacuum out. If you're blown by the vacuum's exhaust, you'll end up near a pile of newspapers. If you crawl close enough to the little hole at the base of the newspaper stack, you'll see a den of baby mice. You can help them by freeing their trapped mother. Nearby the stack of newspapers, you'll hear the squeaking of a mother mouse in the live mouse trap. Step onto the glyph to free her. In return, you'll receive another clue. On the basement floor, you'll find yourself the subject of a newspaper article. Crawl toward the picture and you'll get some important background information. Underneath Eddie's cot is a box of cigars. Step over the correct cigar to see part of Eddie's sad story. The electric outlet near the cigar box provides you with a nice shock. Visit the slug on the window to find out how to get into the lower socket. If you run over the glyph on the window, the slug will give you the secret to get out of the basement. Don't get too close to the slime trail. Follow your fellow roach into the back of the radio. Here, you'll have to spark the radio on. After Eddie comes into the basement and listens for a bit, crawl onto the top of the radio. Climb to the back of the bottle of sleeping pills and push until you knock one out. Push the pill over the corner and into the can of beer. After a few gulps, Eddie passes out. When he falls onto his cot, some of his money drops onto the cigar box lid. Now you've got a bridge to the lower socket.
Once you've entered the bathroom, you're trapped inside a towel dispenser. Crawl inside and move the lever that locks the towels in place. The towel will roll out and you'll have a way to get down. A smoke detector is useful in any home or business. Test it to make sure it doesn't need a new battery. At the foot of the urinal, there's a glyph and clue. Step over the coin to find out what's important. Near the stall, the toilet paper holds another glyph. It triggers a stream of ants, and one that has a message for you. The mousetrap has a hair trigger. Not only will it kill a rat, it will also toss nosy cockroaches. The rat in the wall is a bigger threat than the one in the basement. If you're not careful, he'll leap out of his den and drag you in. Unfortunately, the only way out of the bathroom is through his lair. As you exit the broken mirror, you'll see Eddie come in to use the facilities before stumbling back to bed. He leaves a burning cigarette on the urinal. You'll have to wait till it burns down to a smaller size before it becomes useful later in the game. Once the Rat King has been killed by the razor blade cascade, walk past his body. His secret stash will glow and show you the way out.
When you get down to the kitchen floor, walk near the stove and up the one path to its front. You'll find a baby cockroach with some clues that will become useful later. After getting trapped in the flows of chili, use the bottle cap to create a bridge. It's too late to save the catfish near the sink. Listen to the riddle for more information that will help you in the future. The garbage disposal is the only way out of the kitchen. Unfortunately, the blades will dispose of you too. In the sink above, you'll need to cause the spoon to jam the blades. You aren't heavy enough to move the spoon with the knife, so find some extra weight to help you. Help the trapped baby roach and he will help you in return. To rescue him, crawl around the grease and let him jump on your back. Your way back to the disposal is blocked, so you'll have to crawl into the stove and turn off the flames. Once you get back to the sink, the added weight of the baby roach will help knock the spoon into the disposal. You'll need to crawl into the hole with the missing oven dial. To turn off the stove flames, cut off the air to the pilot light.
At the marlin's dorsal fin, you'll find another interesting movie on Eddie's life, as well as a peek into your own past. The Wall of Memories provides a sentimental journey and reveals Eddie's troubled past and bad luck. Enter the marlin through its eye or the hole in its dorsal fin. Run by the glyph in the termite maze to get some more useful advice. Once you've reached the bar top, use the peanut shell to sail across the stream. Inside the barman's companion, you'll find recipes for many favorite concoctions. Appropriately enough, there's even a bad mojo. Even though the amounts don't matter, remember the numbers and the order because they're important for later on. To make bad mojo of your very own, you need to taste the necessary ingredients. If you see the oracle in the bottle, you have consumed them in the correct order.
Roger's room comes equipped with a modern convenience, a fax machine. Press play to listen to your messages. If you can load the fax tray, you'll be able to use the copy button to create a paper trail to another part of the room. On the right side of Roger's bookshelf, you'll find a moth with a message. Touch the glyph and he'll relay some important clues. On Roger's top shelf, bridge the frayed wires of the fan to start the blades spinning. Some of the papers will blow into the fax machine. Now it's ready to make the paper bridge. It's time to watch a little television. Push the cigarette butt that's blocking the television remote's beam and kick back for another encounter with the oracle. Afterwards, catch a ride from the moth on the end of the pencil.
The stabbed roach can't really help you, but walk on the glyph and he'll tell you what you need to keep going. The The roach aquarium is the key to ridding yourself of Franz the cat. If you crawl down the table legs, you become an easy meal. Try crawling down the thermostat wire to get Franz to pull down the aquarium. You need to pass through the blowing vent before you can see the Oracle or revive Roger. While it's blowing, you won't be able to get by. Go back to the basement and short the vent's power by blowing a fuse. The fuse dial should be set to the number combination you've seen throughout the game. When you reach the locket, you'll need to get the last pieces of the puzzle from the roach swarm. Walk onto the glyph.